very good evening to you and welcome. It's Thursday, 30th May 2024. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. On the news this evening, former Rivers Works Commissioner denies claims that previous administration left 225 billion naira unfinished projects. Court restrains Martin Amehule-led lawmakers from parading as assembly members. Governor Fubara attributes investments in Rivers State to favorable business environment. Supreme Court begins hearing on suit seeking autonomy for local government areas. On the foreign scene, early results in South Africa parliamentary election put ANC ahead. I am Constance Mega. The former Commissioner for Works in Rivers State, Alabo George Kelly, says it is not true that the former Nyesom Wike administration left uncompleted projects worth more than 225 billion naira. But Dr. George Kelly made this known while responding to claims by Governor Siminalayi Fubara that his administration inherited over 34 uncompleted projects worth over 225 billion naira. While speaking with correspondent Soibi Oruwari, the former commissioner said the money owed to the companies is called a retention fee.
We're initiating and completing projects. If somebody has done 1,000 projects, somebody will go and bring 20 projects and say, oh yeah, it's owing 1 naira out of 10 billion naira. Yeah, it's owing 5 naira out of 10 billion naira. Yeah, so some of these stuff are what we call retention fees, which will be released to you upon the completion of the defect liability period. If the defect liability period has not been completed until the end of your tenure, there is no for the next government to pay that 1% or 2%. Or bring this information to the public domain so that you see when these projects were initiated, how much we paid, how much years a week paid.
But Dr. George Kelly, currently the Executive Secretary of the Border Communities Development Agency, BCDA, said Governor Fubara only initiated and completed the Bori internal road since he assumed office.
We rode on a mantra of continuity and consolidation, but that mantra has been abused. That I was special advisor on special projects for about 6 years. Then I was commissioner for works. All those claims made are utterly fallacious and cleverly woven to mislead the Rivers public. The only project he has initiated and completed is one. That's the old Bori Road. Other roads were initiated and completed to a major extent by the previous government.
The former Commissioner for Works, a loyalist of the FCT minister, also claimed that many of the projects that Governor Fubara attributed to his administration were started and completed by the former Governor Wike's administration.
Most of the projects is really now today that projects is completed, especially those schools were all completed by Wike. Has he ever participated in a design drawing? Has he ever engaged a consultant to do a design? Enough of this noise, please. Look at the Uniport Convocation Arena. That's something I designed by myself. Why can you come and tell me that I started this and finished it? We finished that project before it came. That Emo Calabari Road, for instance, the project that was paid through ISPO. With all the schools he's talking about, that project that were completed before it came. If there were 1% or 2% of funding payments, that's a different issue. Don't claim that now. It's not fair.
Well, recall that the Rivers State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, yesterday said his administration inherited over 34 uncompleted projects worth more than 225 billion naira when he assumed office. Moving on, the Rivers State High Court has granted an interlocutory injunction restraining Martin Amehule and 24 others from parading themselves as members of the State House of Assembly. Justice Charles Wali, in his decision, asked Martin Amehule and the others to stop parading themselves, to stop meeting or sitting at the House of Assembly quarters along the Aba Road in Port Harcourt or any other place to carry out the legislative business of the State Assembly, where the court restrained the state government or its agent from dealing with, interfacing or accepting any resolutions or bills from Martin Amehule and 24 others. Well, recall that on the 10th of May, the same State High Court in Port Harcourt, presided over by Justice Charles Wali, granted a restraining order stopping the Martin Amaewhule-led lawmakers from sitting at the House of Assembly auditorium pending a hearing on the motion on notice. In another development, the former National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, Kola Ologbondiyan, has maintained that the Martin Amaewhule-led lawmakers ceased to be members of the PDP after their formal declaration on the floor of the House. Mr. Ologbondiyan said this amid social media rumors suggesting that the defected lawmakers are attempting, through the PDP national leadership, to contest their defection. Well, speaking on Nigeria Info FM's Morning Crossfire, Mr. Ologbondiyan clarified that the lawmakers automatically forfeited their seats as a result of their actions.
I watched a video of Senator Magnus Abbey where he said that when they left the PDP in the Senate, they didn't lose their seat. Senator Magnus Abbey left and added new in the process. Senator David Mark, who then was the president of the Senate, refused to accept that they have left the People's Democratic Party. And as such, he did not make a declaration as the president of the Senate. But that is contrary to what has transpired in the Rivers State House of Assembly, where the Speaker, sitting on the chair, made a declaration that his members of the House of Assembly, which included himself, have resigned from the People's Democratic Party and that they have joined the APC.
Meanwhile, a Port Harcourt-based lawyer, Achinike Williams Wobodo, says the burden lies with those who alleged that the lawmakers defected to prove their case in the courts. Mr. Williams Wododo spoke to correspondent Suebi Oruwari. Well, another lawyer, Sogbeyi Eli, said the reported attempt by the lawmakers to deny their defection is dead on arrival. In the meantime, a lawyer, Richard Wokocha, is calling on the judiciary to address the issue of conflicting judgments from courts of equal jurisdiction. Professor Wokocha, a lecturer at the Department of Public Law in the Rivers State University, said this in an interview with correspondent Emeka Otuka. While he was examining the judiciary in the last 1 year of President Bola Tinubu's administration, what Professor Wokocha described as embarrassments, the series of conflicting judgments that are coming from the courts.
I have said the whole concern is use of courts as political instruments, where you have conflicting decisions from courts of equal jurisdiction on the same matters. That is something we must try the judiciary to find a way to address. The law is the law. As we speak, we have the drama playing out in Kano State. There are others that can be made at interim level, and there are others that shouldn't be made at interim level, that can only be made after cases have been had in full. The judiciary must find a way to discipline its members and update its members to the point that they should be sensitive to those realities and stop embarrassing the country.
In other news, Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara says the private investor's decision to invest in the electrical village in the state was because of the favorable business environment provided by his administration. Governor Fubara said this during the commissioning and flag-off of phases 1 and 2 of the electrical village along the Aba-Port Harcourt Road today.
It's a project that an investor has shown capacity because of the favorable business environment that we have created. We didn't make mistake when we assured the world. In our state today, it is open for people to come partner with government for development. So our coming here is to tell other investors that if you want to do business in our state, we will provide every other thing that you need to make sure that your business thrives well. We want development, and government alone cannot develop this state.
Well, the governor also promised to assist the investor in subsidizing the shops.
Your request for subsidizing the store, we will assist you. We are going to create a channel that you liaise with so that we can support you to ensure that your business will go on smoothly. I'm happy and I want to thank the investor. You see, it takes somebody who loves the state to put your money in the state. I want to assure you that we'll do everything to protect your investments on the part of government so that other people will be encouraged to come and invest in our state.
The chairman of the Community Development Committee of Rumi Bekwe in Obiakpo local government area of Rivers State, Promise Elewa, has assured the people that his administration will focus on the aspirations of the people. Mr. Elewa said this during the swearing-in ceremony of the new Community Development Committee, CDC.
I want to express my appreciation to the paramount ruler of Rumilokwe community, His Royal Majesty, Eze Ambassador Raymond Chijoke Elewa, and Rumilokwe Community Council of Chiefs, Elders, and Owahuda. Thank you for trusting me with this leadership role. I am committed to serving with integrity, transparency, and accountability for a better tomorrow. We will listen to your concerns and ideas, ensuring that our efforts align with your needs and priority of Rumilokwe community.
Well, on his part, the paramount ruler of Rumibekwe community, Eze Raymond Chijoke Elewa, urged the CDC members to work together and take the community to greater heights.
It is through spoken word that God created heaven and earth. And now you've said that you're going to take this community to higher height. Please try and do it. You need to come together, work as one, and be a brother's keeper. There will be some misunderstanding during the process of discussing. But you disagree to agree. Definitely a human being. Try and work as a team. Whatever that happens in the course of doing your meetings, do not go home and start grumbling on it. Say it out and you reconcile. That's how you can go forward in this committee.
Well, some members of the committee include the Vice Chairman, Gospel Ejepu, Secretary Kinikachi Uche, Public Relations Officer Samuel Elewa, amongst others. Still to come, Supreme Court begins hearing on suits seeking autonomy for local government areas. Stay tuned. the National Orientation Agency, Young Altam, said there is no rhyme to increase national national anthem. Nigeria we hail thee. On Nigeria FM's Morning Crossfire today, Mr. Tam said that if Nigerian had existed earlier, movements could have
they all want to tie the timing of the national anthem. But I have little concern that when this mark is not in Nigeria, retain the all act. Perhaps all the national maybe the amendment or amendment maybe in terms of time and adjusting time.
Mr. Tamono also believes the old patron among Nigerians.
That's great question and urge you that and speaks to the duration of it. That is not. Number two, I also want to remind you that nation building is work in progress. It's work in progress. Number three, let me add a third one, that we are all Nigerians. All of us, we are part of it. And if I may add, number four, we are also operating.
As you may know, President Bola Tinubu yesterday signed the National Anthem Bill 2024 into law, reinstating the old anthem, Nigeria we hail thee. The Supreme Court has given the 36 state governors 7 days to file their respective defense in the suit seeking full autonomy for the 774 local government areas in the country. The court also ordered the Attorney General of the Federation, who filed the suit, to reply to the defendant's processes within 2 days. A 7-member panel of justices led by Justice Garba Lawal issued the order while ruling on an application filed by the Attorney General and Minister of Justice. Well, Lateef Fagbemi on behalf of the federal government. And on the international scene, the first results have been announced from what is seen as South Africa's most closely fought elections since the African National Congress, ANC, came to power 30 years ago. With results from around 22% of voting districts counted so far, the ANC is leading with 44%, followed by the Democratic Alliance, DA, with 25%. The Radical Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, has about 9%, while the MK Party of former President Jacob Zuma is at around 8%. Well, final results are expected over the weekend. On the news this evening, you heard that former Rivers State Works Commissioner Alabo George Kelly has denied claims that the previous administration left over 225 billion naira unfinished projects. And the Rivers State High Court has restrained the Martin Amehule-led lawmakers from parading themselves as members of the Assembly. Governor Siminalayi Fubara has attributed the investments in Rivers State to the favorable business environment. The Supreme Court has begun hearing on the suit seeking autonomy for the local government areas. On the foreign scene, early results in South Africa's parliamentary election puts ANC ahead. And the news was edited by Onyeka Chinwosu. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I'm Constance Mega. Thank you for listening.